Christion Willett here, the voice of my generation. Are you driven by the purpose or are you driven by the results? Are you driven by chasing after your dreams, knowing who you are, loving yourself, discovering the best version of you? Or are you just driven by because you're going to get something at the end? And that's the problem that we're facing today. A lot of people don't realize the reason that you're not where you are in life is not because you don't have good drive, not because you don't want to be successful, not because you don't want great things for your life. It's because you're driven by the wrong things. A lot of us are driven by material things. We're driven by the car that we want. We're driven by the dream house we want, the dream job that we want. We're driven by things that when we get them, we're not going to be full. When we get them, we're not going to see true joy. When we get them, it's going to be a huge accomplishment. You're going to be excited. You're going to be thankful. But in a couple days, a couple weeks, it's just going to be another toy. I need you to change your mindset so that you can be driven by your purpose. Because when you're driven by your purpose, you have greater value for your life to push you and motivate you for who you want to be. My purpose is to change 1 billion lives with my voice. My purpose is to give back to my community. My purpose is to change the world by changing the mindset of the way we think and how we can make this world a better place. That is my purpose. That's what I'm driven by. I'm not driven by because I want something big in the process, because I want to be celebrated. I don't care about that. That's not what drives me. I don't need recognition. I don't need to be the best of this. I just need to fulfill my purpose and what I'm here to do. And anything that comes with that is just a gift from God. See, a lot of us are confused. We think that money, we think that the new job, we think that the new car are things that are going to make us happy. No, those are just gifts from God when you put in the work and when you take the action. And the reason why you're not satisfied when you get those things, because you're driven by those things. No, you got to be driven by purpose. You got to be driven by understanding that there is no end goal. There is no one thing that's going to make me happy for the rest of my life. There is no one relationship that's going to make me happy. There's no one job. There is no one thing. It's a never ending purpose fulfilled life that's telling you that every day I have purpose when I wake up and I know what I want and I want to change the world. That is what's got to drive you is your purpose. So the first thing I want to talk about, listen, purpose driven versus results driven. All right. Let's talk about purpose driven. OK. Purpose driven and results driven. All right, we're going to start with the negative, results driven. People who are driven by results never truly ultimately reach their success. Not saying that you're going to not be successful, not saying that you're not going to have great successful things happen to you, but I'm telling you, you're going to seem successful in the world, but you're not going to be successful internally because you're driven by results. Oh, I'm saving up all my money for this new thing. Oh, I'm putting in all this work for that one thing. Oh, I'm doing all this to reach this one goal. Oh, I'm doing all this just to reach a result. And you're doing it for the result, and you're not falling in love with the process. You're not realizing the greater purpose behind what you're doing it for, right? My goal was to change 1 billion lives. That is a result, but that is not the purpose. The purpose of that result is I want to help my community change the mindset of how we live and how we think. I want to stop the things that's going on in the young generation's mind of what they think success means or what they think happy means. I don't want them to think that toting guns and killing is the only thing that they know in my community. That selling dope is the only thing that's going to make them have enough money to live. That they got to do crimes just to make money to live instead of teaching them these avenues like business, trades. You can become a sales. You can work in sales. You can work in marketing. These are other opportunities that they don't even think they can go after. They think it's so far-fetched. Like, how can I ever get a job working in sales? How can I ever get a job being a lawyer? How can I ever get a job being a fighter? They don't understand these other opportunities out here that can provide for you instead of trying to do crime and stealing cars instead of selling dope. See, that is the purpose of what I want, of the result. See, a lot of us, you all want results. And you want to work for the result, but you're not understanding the purpose behind your result. You just want something nice. Oh, I just want something nice because it's nice. I just want to buy new things because I can get the money. I can save the money and work hard for it and get new things. And there's nothing wrong with that in life. If you want to not be fulfilled, they're going to make you happy. And happiness is temporary of what's going on around you. So when you get that new job, that new car, it's going to be happy for a month or two, but it's not going to truly fulfill your life. Because now you're just going to be like, what's next? Because it's easy to obtain something when you put your mind to it and you work hard to it. But it's not easy to wake up and go after your purpose every single day. But that's the challenge of life that you got to think about and transform your mind. We're going after purpose, not results. We're going after purpose. One of the biggest things in my life where I failed at is when I was playing college football, my biggest thing that I wanted to go to the NFL. I wanted to go to the NFL because I want to make a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money, live and do everything I want. I should have been focused on the purpose. My main purpose for going to the NFL because my dad was homeless and I wanted to buy him a house and get him off the street when I was 19, 20. That should have been my main purpose of wanting to go to the NFL. That should have been my main driving force to want to go to the NFL. If I would have thought more about my homeless father, getting him off the streets, that would have been the main focus. But instead, I was just focused on going to the NFL making money. I was just focused on not having to work a job. Because that was the result. But I forgot about the purpose, y'all. That's why when it got hard, when I lost my scholarship, y'all, I wasn't thinking about my dad. I wasn't thinking about my mom. I wasn't thinking about my family. I was thinking about me. So it was easy to lose my scholarship. It was easy for me to walk away because I wasn't thinking about the greater purpose behind what I wanted. Now, fast forward, when I graduated from college, when I started doing business, when I started buying real estate, I literally had it lined up where I was going to buy property and move my dad into property because I had greater purpose when I started buying real estate. When I bought real estate, I knew I wanted to get into real estate because I was going to buy a property and make it a rooming house and give my dad a room for free. To say, Dad, you can sleep in this room. That was one of my first goals I was going to do in real estate. But my dad died. And so because it came down later, he died. But what if I would have had this same purpose when I was in college chasing after going to the NFL? What if I would have just started, what if I would have every day before I went to practice just said, this is for my dad so he can get off the streets? What if I had that type of think about this, y'all. If we live for purpose, we can do phenomenal things in this world. We can live a phenomenal life, but we so focused on results. We just focused on a new car. We just focused on a new house. We just focused on new clothes. We just focused on jewelry, and we're not even focused on purpose. We're not even focused on what we can do for our brother across the street. Because that's what's going to drive your success. I'm telling you, listen, this is not going to say, everything is backwards, right? The world teaches you to focus on you so you can be successful. I promise you, if you focus on the next person, your success is going to be greater because God cannot bless you. He cannot bless somebody through you unless you are blessed. All right. I'm going to tell you this. One of my biggest prayers, I remember I used to pray all the time. God, I pray you bless me today. I just need a blessing today. And I was selfish. That was a selfish prayer I was praying. You know what I started praying every day? God, allow me to be a blessing to somebody today. My prayer went from God, I need a blessing today to God, allow me to be a blessing to somebody else. And the reason why it's so important, because me not being selfish, when I was praying for myself, I was being selfish. But when I pray to be a blessing, God is going to say, good, I like that. Because you cannot be a blessing unless you are blessed. You cannot help somebody unless you are in a good position. And so when you ask to bless somebody else, God is like, I love that good because you got to be blessed. Because God got to bless you with 2 for you to share with somebody so that way he got 1 and you got 1. You ask God to be a blessing to people, he going to bless you with 10 so somebody else can have 9 and you can have 1. That's the problem in our generation. God bless you with 10 and you want to keep 10. God bless you with 10 and you want to keep 7 or 8 and you want to give 2 to somebody else. I'm telling you, when you start believing in being a blessing, when you start believing in your purpose and walking in your purpose, God is going to bless people around you because he's blessing you. And the more you give, the more you bless other people, the more you give back, the more you share, the more you live in your purpose, you're going to get the results. So when you focus on purpose, you're going to get a greater result. And then you're going to get a result that's going to fulfill your life. Oh, I got this new car because I helped my team. My whole team got 3-4 cars. Ain't that a greater purpose? Ain't that a greater purpose in the mission of life? Oh, I got this new house Because my family, my kids, my wife, we worked hard. I got this for my family. Instead of I just got a new house for myself. I worked so hard, it's just for myself. It's a different type of mindset. It's the same result. It's just a different type of mindset and a different way you live and carry yourself. So listen, I need you to go out here. Be purpose driven. We're done thinking about the results. Stop thinking about the results. Let's think about the purpose in the process. When you're purpose driven, you're trusting in the process because it's not going to be easy. The process is going to be a long road, but you're purpose driven. And the reason why it's so important to be purpose driven, because when you're purpose driven, during the process, when it gets hard, you got something to keep fighting. Like I said in college, I probably would have kept fighting to play through my injuries if I would just thought about my dad a little bit more. If I would have said, man, I got to fight through these injuries so I can make it to the NFL for my father. But once I had to have surgery, I said, I'm done, coach. I said, I can't play no more. I had 2 more years left. It was my junior year. I said, coach, I'm done. I can't play no more. I'm too hurt. I could have went through the rehab. I could have played another season. I could have kept fighting for my dreams at that point, at that age, to go to the NFL. But I didn't because my purpose wasn't great enough. Because I wasn't driven by the purpose. I was just driven by the result. But then when I started doing real estate, when I changed my mindset, when I started buying houses, I said, man, you know what? I need to buy a house. I got this. I got a plan in place. Dad, you're going to be in the house. I don't even got to be a millionaire yet to put you in the house. I can do it by flipping this little money, turning this little money into a property and put you in the house. And think about that. Going to the NFL, I was thinking that was going to put him in the house. Because it was, you get a sign of contract, you get a big money up front. Oh, I can just put them in. But God gave me a greater purpose through real estate to not only where I had a house lined up for my dad before he died, but I got other people who live in situations where they couldn't even get a house if it wasn't for me owning houses. I got people living in my houses that got bad credit. They probably could never get a house. When they was 15, they was in jail. They had felonies. They wasn't going to be able to get a house. But by the grace of God, he blessed me to do real estate. So now them people live in their houses. And if my dad was still alive today, he would have been living in the house instead of being on homeless in the streets for 20 years. So I'm telling you guys, when you chase your purpose, when you chase your why, when it's bigger than you, it's going to be greater than the result. But the result's still going to be there. But it's going to be greater than the result because you're going to have, I'm telling you, when you get something in life and it's about you, it only feels you so much. But when it's about your family, when it's about your community, when it's about giving back, that is the greatest purpose. And that is the greatest results. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Remember, we want to change 1 billion lives. Christion Willett, the voice of my generation. I'm out.